Not all houses are built for the living. Some are built to keep the dead away. Tonight, we enter a place where walls whisper, corridors shift, and no one leaves the same. This is the terrifying legend of the Winchester Mystery House, an architectural enigma in San Jose, California. Built by Sarah Winchester, heiress to the Winchester rifle fortune, this sprawling mansion was under constant construction for 38 years. Why? To confuse the restless souls of those killed by the very weapons that built her empire. But some say the spirits weren't confused. They were invited. Mark and Olivia, a thrill-seeking couple with a passion for haunted history, decided to explore the mansion for their paranormal vlog. They'd heard the stories, endless hallways, staircases that led to nowhere, doors that opened into brick walls, but they chalked it up to local legend and spooky PR. They arrived just before midnight for a guided tour, flashlights in hand, cameras rolling. They were ready to turn ghost stories into content. Their guide, a grizzled middle-aged man with a slow, practiced tone, began to recount the lore. Sarah Winchester believed she was haunted by the victims of the rifles her husband sold, he explained. She built and rebuilt this place to confuse them, until even she couldn't find her way out. Mark smirked and whispered to Olivia, "Sounds like a horror movie setup." Olivia didn't laugh. The deeper they went, the more the walls seemed to breathe. Distant creaks echoed like footsteps. Shadows played just outside the edges of their flashlights. As the group moved through another narrow hallway, Mark stopped suddenly and looked into the camera with a grin. His voice dropped into that confident, investigative tone their followers loved. "All right, Phantom Files audience, we've all seen what seasoned investigators like Travis Blackwood uncover in places like this. But tonight, it's just us, and whatever's waiting behind that restricted door. Let's see if the stories hold any truth." Olivia's eyes widened. "Mark, seriously? That's not part of the tour." Mark winked. "Exactly." And just like that, they slipped away, ducking under a velvet rope and disappearing into the forbidden section of the house. The air turned thick. The temperature dropped. At first, it looked like any other part of the mansion. Dust-covered furniture, narrow, suffocating corridors. But then came the silence. Not peaceful. Wrong. Then, a whisper. "You shouldn't be here." Olivia froze. "Mark, did you hear that?" He adjusted the camera. Probably air vents. But the whispers grew louder, disjointed, distorted. "Go back. They're watching." Too late. They passed a doorway. Sarah Winchester's seance room. In the flicker of Mark's flashlight, a single chair turned on its own. Olivia grabbed his arm. "This isn't a joke anymore. We need to leave." They turned back. The hallway had changed. What once led to the main floor now curved into unfamiliar territory. The walls felt closer. The mansion was shifting, adapting. The whispers stopped. Then came the groan. Deep, guttural, not human. A shadow crept across the walls. It slithered like smoke, but moved with purpose. Humanoid in shape, but wrong in every way. Mark dropped the camera. They ran. Every door brought them back to the seance room. Every turn was the same hallway. The voices now screamed, overlapping, demanding, "Stay, forever, join us." Mark shouted into the darkness, "Show yourself," and something did. A ghostly figure emerged, tall, pale, her eyes two hollow voids leaking shadows. Sarah Winchester, or what was left of her. She raised her hand. "Stay with me." Mark grabbed Olivia, yanked open the nearest door, and everything went black. Days later, their camera was found still recording, battery drained, covered in dust. But Mark and Olivia were never seen again. No footage showed them leaving, only that whisper repeating, growing louder as the recording ends. "Stay forever." And that's the story of Mark and Olivia, two explorers who ignored the warnings of the Winchester mansion. The house wasn't built to confuse ghosts. It was built to trap souls. Some places were never meant to be explored. If you enjoyed this tale, hit that subscribe button and keep your flashlight close. Because at Dark Demon Tales, we don't just tell ghost stories, we follow them into the dark.